Broadcasting live from the Albay PIO News Center, providing you the most exclusive news update from all over the province. This is News at 12. In the local scene, the Albay Provincial Human Settlement Office and the Ginubatan Local Government Unit coordinated the installation of modular shelter units for families displaced by flooding, Mayon volcano unrest, and reported sinkholes in Barangay Masarawag. Officials met at Settlement Office to finalize deployment plans for the temporary housing units. The meeting was attended by the Municipal Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Officer and the Municipal Social Welfare and Development Officer of Ginubatan. The modular shelters are designed to provide safe, durable, and dignified temporary housing for disaster-affected families. A total of 150 prefabricated shelter units are scheduled for installation at the Bubulusan resettlement site in Barangay Bubulusan, Ginubatan. The office said it is awaiting a sangguniang resolution authorizing the governor to sign a memorandum of agreement with the Department of Human Settlements and Urban Development. While awaiting approval, the office advised the municipal government to begin preparing basic services such as water and electricity at the resettlement site. Officials said the coordinated efforts aim to fast-track site readiness and ensure the timely transfer of displaced families to safer living conditions. In other story, the Sangguniang Panlalawigan of Albay has endorsed an ordinance establishing the Malinaw Community College to expand access to affordable and quality tertiary education in the municipality of Malinaw and nearby areas. The measure aims to make higher education more accessible to students facing financial, social, and geographic barriers. Provincial officials said the proposed college is a strategic investment in human capital development to help build a skilled local workforce and promote inclusive growth. The ordinance was found to be legally sound and consistent with existing national laws and education policies. Provisions on staffing, appointments, and compensation and funding will be subject to the rules of the Civil Service Commission and the Department of Budget and Management. The measure was reviewed and endorsed by the Committee on Laws, Rules, and Oversight and the Committee on Education of the Provincial Board. Once implemented, the Malinaw Community College is expected to operate as a community-based institution offering practical and responsive education aligned with local and national development goals. In other news, the Sangguniang Panlalawigan of Albay has approved a memorandum of agreement allowing the provincial government to partner with the Philippine Veterans Bank to modernize its payroll and digital banking systems. The approval covers a digital banking service agreement and a payroll facility and services agreement for provincial government employees. The measure was recommended by the Committee on Laws, Rules, and Oversight to establish a secure and automated system for salary and benefits disbursement. The province will use the bank's corporate payroll system and ATM-based accounts to improve the speed, accuracy, and reliability of financial transactions. Committee Chairperson Sheena Marie Zion Rubio de la Cruz said the proposal is fair, reasonable, and consistent with the provisions of the Local Government Code of 1991. Officials said the initiative is expected to enhance public service delivery and strengthen prudent financial management within the provincial government. In the national scene, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. announced that qualified families under the Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino program will be automatically enrolled this month in the Lifeline Rate Subsidy Program to receive lower electricity costs. The subsidy gives discounted power rates to households that use less than 100 kilowatt hours with each month, including non-4-piece families with at least 5 members and a monthly income of at least 12,000 pesos or below. Marcos said only about 334,000 consumers, or 11% of the 3 million 4-piece beneficiaries, are currently registered, which is why the government decided to simplify the process and enroll qualified households automatically. Speaking at an energy sector event at the Meralco Theater in Pasig City, he added that 4-piece families using less than 50 kilowatt hours per month will now receive a full 100% discount on their electricity bills. The government is also working with the Department of Energy, Department of the Interior and Local Government, and Department of Public Works and Highways to speed up applications for the net metering program by using a standard form and setting clear processing time. In other story, consumer group Citizen Watch urged the government to ensure cheaper, more accessible internet services reach geographically isolated and disadvantaged areas as more providers enter the market. Lead convener Orlando Gonzalez echoed the call while citing the commitment of Ferdinand Marcos Jr. to improve reliable connectivity despite ongoing challenges in remote locations. Marcos earlier said at a telecommunications summit that limited internet access continues to affect education, economic growth, and national progress across the country. Gonzalez warned that plans for stable and expanded connectivity may fail if issues such as right-of-way disputes and slow permit approvals are not resolved. He noted that reforms allowing new providers to operate with or without a legislative franchise and encouraging infrastructure sharing were strong steps, but said expansion must also match the spending power of residents in underserved communities. Gonzalez added that his success of digital connectivity plans will depend on fair competition, better service quality, and strong government oversight to ensure that no Filipino is left behind in the digital economy. In other news, Marikina City Representative Miro Kimbo said that scrapping the travel tax is a no-brainer, arguing it could bring in up to 22 billion pesos in additional yearly income for the government, far higher than the projected 7.5 billion pesos in losses. The proposal under House Bill number 7443, which has gained backing from travel industry groups and Ferdinand Marcos Jr., seeks to remove the 1,620 pesos fee for the economy passengers and 2,700 pesos for first-class travelers. Kimbo said removing the tax would lower ticket prices but by as much as 20% for some routes, encourage more Filipinos to travel, and boost earnings for airlines and travel agencies, leading to higher income tax collections that could offset initial losses within 18 months. He added that the tax first imposed during the term of former President Ferdinand Marcos Sr. is outdated since overseas travel is no longer limited to the wealthy, and expressed confidence that the House will pass the bill before its June break and send it to the Senate. And in the news outside the country, Ethiopia is reportedly hosting a camp to train fighters for Sudan's paramilitary rapid support forces, providing no insight into regional involvement in the Sudan conflict. The camp is believed to have financial and logistical support from the United Arab Emirates, although the UAE has denied any participation, while experts note its potential influence. Sudan's civil war, which started in April 2023 between the RSF and the Sudanese armed forces, continues with both sides receiving backing from neighboring countries and external partners. Humanitarian challenges in Sudan remain severe, with thousands killed, millions displaced, and widespread food and medical shortages reported. The conflict stems from Sudan's political transition following the 2019 removal of Omar al-Bashir, with disagreements between military leaders and the RSF escalating into open fighting. In other story, the Department of Homeland Security partially shut down Saturday as lawmakers clash over funding, the agency that oversees much of President Donald Trump's immigration policies. The fight centers on ICE, whose agents recently killed two U.S. citizens during raids in Minneapolis, prompting Democrats to demand stricter rules for the agency. While ICE will keep operating with last year's funds, other DHS programs like FEMA and airport security could face furloughs and delays. Negotiations between the White House and Democrats are stalled, with the Senate on a week-long recess but able to return if urgent budget talks resume. And finally, in the news outside the country, with reference to the Philippines, the International Coalition for Human Rights in the Philippines asked the International Criminal Court to consider arrest warrants for Senators Bungo and Bato de la Rosa, identified as co-perpetrators in cases linked to former President Rodrigo Duterte. The group warned that Philippine courts may be unable to prosecute these individuals effectively, citing potential risks of evidence destruction, witness intimidation, or flight. Go has denied the allegations, calling them unfair, while De La Rosa has been absent from the Senate since November, with sources reporting he may be in Davao. The ICC is set to begin a confirmation of charges hearing against Duterte on February 23 in The Hague, with the court recently approving 500 additional victims, bringing the total to 539. Other former high-ranking officials, including police chiefs and drug enforcement directors, were also named in the document, underlining the extent of official involvement in the Philippine drug war. That's the news at 12, February 16, 2026. We'll be back tomorrow for more news updates. Thanks to our news writer, Albay PIO and Naomi Ruth Hernandez. And on the technical side, Chad Bobis. And our Provincial Information Officer, OIC Marty Gonzalez. And under the supervision of our Governor, Noel E. Rusal. Before I go, I would like to welcome the interns from Bicol University College of Arts and Letters. Welcome to PIO. I am Greg Hallare. Thank you for subscribing. Albay in my heart.